Namaste. Myself Sultana, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Buddha Institute of Technology. As we discussed earlier in the classes about the mechanical strengths and their testing, that is the destructive testings. And meanwhile, we need to identify the various mechanical failure which is happening due to the various circumstances or the various conditions through which the material will not go through earlier in their working stage. So how we find out that things? So this mechanical failure leads to the identification and provide the knowledge and the behavior of a material when some kind of a load or conditions are applied on the material, or you can say the product which is in their working condition, will lead to the failure. So how this failure occurs? As you can see in this figure, there is a ship which is fractured, and that is the one of the biggest failure in the engineering, showing the destruction of a ship due to the changes in the working environment. When this material was tested for being a ship, it was tested according to the data which is available, but they didn't expect this kind of problem will happen. And after happening of this kind of a problem, they understand that this point is need to be taken care for designing any material or a product. So this mechanical failure leads to the understanding of mechanical materials behavior under various circumstances on which or in which the material is working. So the mechanical, it's leading the word, the kind of a load, and which kind of load which is providing this kind of a failure. The overview of this particular mechanical failure, that is the kind of a failure mode, the fracture, fatigue, creep, that fracture due to the uneven loading or sudden loadings, the fatigue due to cyclic loading on the material, that a material gone through the cyclic process in their working condition, the fatigue is occur, and the creep, a material gone through a very long running time with a constant load with respect to the some kind of a temperature which lead to the creep. So these are the various mode of failure, the mechanical failure modes, the kind of a load which means by that particular mechanical failure. So there are the three kind of basic types of mode, that is the fracture, fatigue, creep. The failure mode, that is how a material will fail due to these particular modes. And due to that failure modes, which kind of a fractures occurs on a material. The fracture mode, that whether that particular material gone through the ductile fracture or the brittle fracture or intragranular or transgranular. The next is the fracture toughness, the stress concentration, the flaws which is available inside the material, the crack propagation. So all these things we will discuss. So now the fracture mode, as we discussed, the simple fracture is the separation of a body into two or more pieces in response to an applied stress, that is static, and at temperature that are low related to the Tm of the material, the temperature of the material. So fracture means the separation of the material into two parts, and how is that happen? Due to some kind of uneven loading. And due to that uneven loading or the other circumstances, this particular material gone through the failure mode. So classification is based on the ability of a material to experience plastic deformation or not. So that particular plastic deformation leads to the ductile fracture, and that accompanied by significant plastic deformation. If we are talking about the ductile fracture, that particular material will possess the plastic deformation. And in the similar way, the brittle fracture, the little or the no plastic deformation, and the sudden and the catastrophic effect is to be happen. So as we are already know that the tile fracture, the tile means the elongation of the material is happening till its fracture, and in brittle there is no elongation, it's just reaching to their proportional limit and breaks down. And that is how these particular points are showing the fracture mode, that is showing the ductile and the brittle fracture. So how this particular fracture mechanism is taking place? How that particular stresses work to create a kind of a crack or a kind of a void inside the material, and that particular void lead to the fracture of a material. That means the propagation of that particular crack, and that the point is showing here the imposed stress at a particular location, and due to that particular loading of stress, the kind of a crack formation started where the load carrying capacity, the stress load carrying capacity is low in between the material. And when the crack will form, the whole stress is start concentrating on that particular crack. That is, we talk about in the notes, in the impact test. When the crack formate, the whole stress will apply on that particular crack, and due to the application of that imposed stress, that particular crack start bleeding throughout the material. That is the propagation, एक बढ़ने के क्रम में, अब वो बढ़ने का जो क्रैक का क्रम होता है दैट लीड टू द फ्रैक्चर ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर मटेरियल। सो बेसिक जो एक कहे सिंपल फ्रैक्चर मोड, किसी के ऊपर ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा स्ट्रेस को देना और वो पर्टिकुलर मटेरियल के स्ट्रेस होते हुए उसके अंदर एक छोटा सा क्रैक बनता है, हेयर क्रैक भी बनता है, और वो धीरे 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 वो बढ़ता हुआ उस पूरे मटेरियल को तोड़ देता है। एंड दैट इज हाउ दिस पर्टिकुलर टू टाइप्स ऑफ मटेरियल्स फ्रैक्चर इज डिफाइंड। The ductile fracture have extensive plastic deformation in midst of the advancing crack. The process proceeding relatively slow, stable. So that was analyzed in the tensile testing. Because the ductility of the material taking the time to elongate that particular material up to their maximum limit. And when the material reaches to their maximum limit, it will break down. So the crack resists any further extension unless there is an increase in the applied stress. जब तक कि उस क्रैक के ऊपर कोई कॉन्टिन्यूअस लोडिंग अप्लाई नहीं होगा तब तक वो उस पर्टिकुलर क्रैक को रजिस्ट करता रहेगा। तो ऐसा तो पॉसिबल होगा ही नहीं, क्योंकि अगर कोई पर्टिकुलर मटेरियल वर्किंग में है और उसके ऊपर स्ट्रेस इंड्यूस हो गया और वो वैसे कमजोर जगह पे पर्टिकुलर मटेरियल के इंड्यूस हो रहा है या किसी जॉइंट पे वो इंड्यूस हो रहा है स्ट्रेस ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा पूरे पर्टिकुलर कंपोनेंट का, तो क्रैक बनना शुरू होगा और उसका प्रोपगेशन से वो मटेरियल ब्रेक डाउन करेगा। अब डक्टाइल वाले में क्या है कि डक्टाइल चूंकि एक्सटेंसिव प्रॉपर्टी प्लास्टिक डिफॉर्मेशन को पोजेस करता है, इट विल टेक सम टाइम। But in the brittle case, the crack makes separate very rapidly because it does not have any kind of a tendency to extend themselves. The extension means the elongation from one size to another size. But this thing is not happening in the brittle failure. The crack may separate, spread very rapidly with little deformation, and these cracks are more unstable and crack propagation will continue without an increase in the applied stress. So these two kind of a failure is showing in the material which is related to their particular material's properties. That is how that particular failure take place. If that particular material taking too much time to be cracked, it means that ductile material failure will happen. And if the fracture is suddenly break down, it means that particular material causes the kind of a brittle fracture or a failure. And that is can be identified by the cup and cone shape, and or you can say the granule and the clean surface of the particular ductile and the brittle failure. So how this crack propagation is taking place? So the crack propagate due to the sharpen of the crack tip, as you can see that particular. A plastic material deform at the tip, blunting the crack deform region. And this energy balance of the crack, that elastic strain energy, the energy is stored in material as it is elastically deformed. And this energy is released when the crack propagates. And creation of new surface requires energy. So how this is? As you can see in this particular, as I told you in the earlier slide, that particular ductile and the brittle fracture. The ductile fracture is looking for the cup and cone shape, and that particular brittle fracture in the material which is suddenly fractured is showing that kind of structure. That is, as you can see, that is the rectangle section is showing here. Wait, let me show you. That particular scenario, as you can see, this is the zigzag portion, and that is the showing the elongation properties in the material which causes the ductile failure. And that particular material failure is showing the very ductile material. It means that ductility is showing it's too much in this particular material, and if this is the moderated one, as you this particular zigzag, and as you can see the cup and cone shape is forming on the ductile fracture failure, and in the brittle one, that is the plain surface with the very shiny image is showing the brittle fracture in the material. So these are the three kind of fracture behavior which is identified after the breakage of the material, and that is how we identify that the particular material in which condition, either it is the tile or a brittle material. If that ductile material goes through the ductile to brittle transition, then how we identify that particular crack is like you can say that particular crack is belong to which category, and that is how you will identify that particular material will that particular material crack due to which kind of failure. So these are the identical phases which is showing, and by this we can identify the fracture mechanism in the material. So this ductile fracture is usually more desirable than the brittle fracture, obviously, because it taking time for the elongation, as you can see in the pure ductile and the moderated ductile. But in the brittle one, they just stuck down. No warning in the ductile. That is the warning before the fracture, that the necking process is taking place before the fracture. So these all the symptoms is defining the category between the ductile and the brittle failure, and by this we can identify the failure in the particular material. So the percentage of elongation is showing that particular figures, and that is how this particular fracture behavior is identified. So how the ductile failure is taking place? So evaluation of the failure when we apply the load, so that ductile failure is happening in when we apply the opposite direction load in the material, and the stretching of the material, the stretching of their atoms, the stretching of their crystal structure is taking place, as you can see in the figures. The how that particular failure is showing, and in below, that is the 50 mm zoom, the particle serves as void nucleation site. The resulting fracture surface of the steel, that particular showing, and the particles which are available in that particular material serve as a void nucleation site, from where the materials started beginning. At that level, this particular kind of a void is start creating. So this particular void nucleation started when the load is applied, and gradually load applying on the material. That material elongate by time to time, and due to that stretching of that adjustment of the atoms at atomic level, when the load is applied in the opposite direction, a normal void nucleation is start propagating, as you can see in that particular figure also, and in the first one is this particular figure showing that particular things. In the second figure, yes, that particular, and that is how this. And when these particular are combined, they lead to the kind of a cavity in the material. And when that cavity is happening, and how this cavity is happening, it simply means that the kind of a load is applied gradually. So what is happening? The void, that particular area, that particular location, bearing a maximum stresses, and due to which these particular stresses, these things are happening. And after applying the constant load and the stresses, this particular cavity leading to a crack propagation, and after that the kind of this ductile fracture is happening. As you can see, that kind of a cup and cone shape that is fixing it, as it is shown in that second figure, that is 100 mm that is after that particular thing figure is identified after that fracture of the material, and that is how we identify that particular ductile fracture and how that particular cracks is happening inside the material. So these are the two examples of the failure which is happen in the particular pipe. So this pipes is showing the failure mechanism of the this particular ductile and brittle nature. As you can see that in ductile failure, the particular material in large in that is failure take place in one piece, and the large deformation happen, that is the expansion of that particular crack. But in the brittle, the many pieces is small deformation, that is it is a kind of a blasting, एक तरह से कहें तो चकनाचूर होने वाली चीजें जो कि होता है आपका, अगर आप देखेंगे तो जो ब्रिटल फ्रैक्चर अगर कहें तो चौक टूटने का अगर आप देखेंगे तो ये पर्टिकुलर पाइप भी आप देख सकते हैं दो तरह के फेलियर को दिखा रहा है, एक डक्टाइल फेलियर को एक ब्रिटल फेलियर। सो डक्टाइल फेलियर जो होगा वो इलॉन्गेशन मोड में होगा, लार्ज डिफॉर्मेशन को शो करेगा, तो डक्टिलिटी यही कहलाती है इलॉन्गेशन परफॉर्मेंस। एंड ब्रिटल फेलियर क्या है, छोटे छोटे टुकड़ों में पार्ट कर देगा, क्यों? क्योंकि वो इलॉन्गेशन को पोजेस नहीं करते हैं, प्लास्टिक फॉर्मेशन को पोजेस नहीं करते हैं, एंड दैट इज हाउ these failures are to be classified. So what I was talking about in the earlier slides, that how you will identify the failures, the die or in the brittle in the particular material, that is a cup and cone fracture and the brittle fracture. As this cup and cone, there is a cup, there is a gap, that particular material is like this is like this, but in this particular brittle they are like this. So that is how this particular cup and cone showing the ductile nature and failure of the material. And in the brittle one, that is showing the plane and the shiny surface on the material, and by this we can identify the failure on the material, that which kind of a failure is happened on the particular material. So by this result we can identify that particular material gone through the ductile failure or the brittle failure, or you can say if any material looks like cup and cone fracture, it means it happened due to the ductile failure. And if any kind of a shiny and the plane surface is showing in the failure area, that means the brittle failure is happened. So this is the particular figure, that is the SEM electron scanning microscope image, that is showing the spherical dimples resulting from a uniaxial tensile loop. That particular combination of atoms losing themselves at that atomic level, and that SEM image of parabolic dimples in the B section from shear loading. So there are the two images showing, one is the uniaxial tensile load and the second one is the shearing load, and due to which this particular ductile failure is happening. One first figure is showing the 5 micron, and that is scale, and that is the 4 micron. So these images are taken with the help of that particular high magnification microscope, that is called the SEM. So by this we can examine that how this particular ductile fracture is happening inside the material at atomic level, how their atoms leaving each other by the loads applying on it in a different manners. So by help of this kind of a figure, we can say when a uniaxial tensile load is applied and a spherical impulse is resulting, and when shear load is applied, a parabolic impulse is happening inside the material at a very much atomic level. So these are the precise analysis of the ductile failure, which is showing the fracture behavior of the material. So by this kind of analysis, we can develop a more efficient materials structure. Which kind of structure means? The atomic structure. That, if required, leading or bear the higher strength in the ductile failure, or can bear a certain kind of a load which is happening either continuous mode, either in the cyclic mode, either in the time taking mode, that is the fracture, failure, fatigue and the creep action. Whatever the load condition, the modes are available in the particular material. So, this particular figure showing the brittle fracture, as this arrow indicates the point at a failure originate, that the sudden failure, that particular material leave that particular materials, and this distinctive pattern on the fracture surface, V-shaped chevron marking, point to the failure origin, that they extract that particular thing like this. They created a kind of a point. And that is how this particular brittle fracture is to be identified at that particular zoom level, higher magnification levels. So that is the difference between the ductile and the brittle fracture. That ductile fracture is showing that particular elongation inside that particular material, and in this particular fracture, brittle fracture, that particular sudden breaking of the material is taking place, that you took the particular thing from one place like this. So that is happening like this, or either you are leaving the particular thing like this. So they are the difference between them. This transgranular fracture, what is this all about? So a cleavage in the most brittle crystalline materials, a crack propagation that results from the repeated breaking of atomic bond along the specific planes, and this leads to transgranular fracture, where the crack split cleavage through the grains. These particular grains, as you can see in the figures, that is the repetitive breaking of the atomic bonds, that is creating a kind of a cleavage, and that is how this transgranular fracture is happening, which is more similar to the other fractures but not in the same way. This leads to the transgranular fracture, where the crack splits that particular, that was happening in the ductile fracture through the grains. That particular fracture, as you can see from the name, the transgranular fracture, that is from one bond to the another bond in the repeating motion, that they are leaving the particular bonds. That intergranular bond fracture, the intergranular fracture is typically due to element depletion at the grain boundaries, or some types of weighting of the grain boundary due to chemical attack, oxidation, embrittlement. So these kind of intergranular fracture is happening by the different kind of a mode, that is by the some kind of a chemical attack or kind of oxidation or embrittlement inside the particular grain structure of the material, and that lead to the fracture inside the material. So this particular micrograph is showing the result from the electron scanning microscope, which shown the result at that particular grain levels of the material. So this particular fracture mechanism is to study the relation between the material's property, the stress level, the crack producing flaws, and the crack propagation mechanism. So this particular fracture mechanics is basically relating the study of that particular material's properties. That is how that particular material will behave, how the stress level will happen, how the crack is producing that particular flaw, and then how that particular crack is propagating. And that is why we are studying this particular fracture mechanics. So what is happen with that particular stress concentration? What is the role of the stress concentration inside all the particular flaws or the cracks or inside the material? So the measured fracture strength for most brittle material are significantly lower than those predicted by theoretical calculation based on atomic bond energies. So it is saying the fracture mechanism of the brittle material is showing so this particular stress concentration, this discrepancy is explained by presence of very small microscopic flaws of the crack that are inherent to that material. So the flaws which act as a stress concentrator or a stress raiser, amplifying the stress at a given point. This localized stress diminishes with the distance away from the crack tip. So the fracture toughness, what does it mean? The fracture toughness, what is the toughness and how the fracture toughness is taking place? So it is basically we discussed in the earlier the toughness, that resistance of the crack, or you can say the observing the sudden loading in the material. That is the fracture toughness measures a material resistance of brittle fracture when a crack is present. That is the fracture toughness. The how tough that particular crack or the how tough that particular material have the kind of a tendency or resistance power. So the fracture toughness measures a material's resistance to brittle fracture. किसी भी मटेरियल के ब्रिटल फ्रैक्चर के रेजिस्टेंस को जब किसी में क्रैक प्रेजेंट हो मटेरियल को, तो उसको सहने की क्षमता को फ्रैक्चर टफनेस कहते हैं. So it is an indication of amount of stress required to propagate a pre-existing flaws. So ये है क्या? Amount of stress जो एक pre-existing flaw किसी मटेरियल के अंदर अवेलेबल है, उसको प्रोपगेट कराने के लिए आइडेंटिफाई करता है. So the flaw may appear as a crack, void, metallurgical inclusion, well defect, design discontinuities, or some combination thereof. तो फ्लॉ के रूप में कैसे मटेरियल में फ्लॉ किस तरह से आइडेंटिफाई होता है, उसके बारे में बताया गया कि देयर आर द काइंड ऑफ अ क्रैक इनसाइड द मटेरियल ऑफ द सरफेस or the void which is left in the material during the making of that, or is there metallurgical intrusion at the time of the solidification, the weld defect during the welding and after the welding, the design discontinuity, the uneven dimensions, and or you can say the combination of all these will lead to that kind of a flaws, and that flaws that particular leading to the failure of the material. So it is common practice to do that the flaws are present and the use the linear elastic fracture mechanism approach to design critical component, and that is how we identify this. So this approach uses the flaw size and feature component geometry, loading condition and the fracture toughness to evaluate the ability of a component containing a flaw to resist the fracture. So by this means we identify the size of the flaws and their features of the component geometry, and by which the various loading conditions and the fracture toughness to evaluate the ability of a component that is containing a flaws to resist the fracture. And that is how we identify this kind of a fracture toughness with the help of a DT testing, the impact test, the Charpy and IJO test, that is identify the fracture toughness of the material. So ductile versus brittle, the effect of a stress razor is more significant in the brittle than in the ductile material, obviously. So for a ductile material, the plastic deformation result when the maximum stress exceeds the yield strength. That in ductile material there is a nature when it crosses the proportional limit, that is crosses the Hooke's law and leads to the plastic deformation when the maximum load exceeding its yield strength. So this leads to a more uniform distribution of the stress in the vicinity of a stress razor. So the maximum stress concentration factor will be less than the theoretical value. And in the brittle material, there is a no relatively yielding or redistribution, as their structure is confined at a elastic region only, and that is how this particular differences is arising here. So this particular ductile to brittle fracture is showing the various behaviors and the fracture mechanism, that how it helped in a material when the stresses is exceeding their limits in the material. How they help that particular voids to raise its specific areas to lead to the various kind of fracture in the material, or you can say the structure. So this is the fracture toughness result, which is happen at the room temperature yield strength and the plane strain fracture toughness data for selected engineering material. That how much kind of a fracture toughness that particular material poses, which is identified with the help of the various data accumulated from the Advanced Material and Process ASM International, that is the material aluminum alloy 7075 T651, that is showing the yield strength that 495 and 72, and that is also aluminum alloy 2024 T3 345. This kind of a results is published after a various tests happen on the materials according to the various international standards. by the various DT tests. Either that is basic one is the impact testing loading, and these results are taken by comparison the various kind of test result, and that is showing that how that particular material will bear the kind of a load, the fracture toughness. So this alloy steel, the tempered steel at 260 degrees centigrade, that posing the particular more yielding at a more degree of centigrade, that is just below that, and we are talking about in the ceramic, that is the concrete, soda lime, aluminum oxide, and in the polymer, polystyrene, polymethyl, polycarbonate, and so on, is showing the particular fractures, that the room temperature yield strength and the plane strength, fracture toughness data for selected engineering material. That is the data by the various kind of a DT destructive testing by the, that is the tensile and the particular impact test. These data are taken by this particular ASM, that is published by that particular ASM International. So these results are taken by the after doing a various kind of tests on the materials at a different level to identify the maximum strength or maximum load carrying capacity of the material. And that is how we identify this kind of a strength, fracture toughness inside the material. So for now, I am holding this lecture and we will continue in the next lecture. Thank you. So this